Hello there everyone, Ashnflash here, and welcome on into a reference and Easter egg breakdown for the upcoming LEGO Ideas Seinfeld set. And this set is the perfect love letter to fans. There are so many references in here, 30 plus references to the show and the characters, and there's so much to go through, and a lot of these episodes that they're referencing would be found on like the best Seinfeld list. So if you are wanting to just give the show a shot, just look up some of these episodes. They're really, really iconic, and again, I've said this in another video, it just paved the way for so many more sitcoms, and it's a perfect show that you could just jump in at any point. You don't really need to know what's going on. There's no overarching story for the most part, so all these references and things like that all being combined into one product is just really crazy. So I'm going to do my best to go through here. There's some things that just are reoccurring, like outfits, for example, that are really hard to pinpoint and say, oh, that's from this episode, because I'd have to go down and watch the entirety of the whole show, because outfits are repeated and they're similar, as well as they're used in photo shoots and even just some little references on the fridge you'll see as we go through. But without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get started. So let's start with Jerry Seinfeld. And that blue shirt, it's just so iconic. As I was flipping through looking for something specifically, I'm like, blue shirt, blue shirt, blue shirt. You can't, there's so many that you don't really know which one it's based off of. So you could see a reference picture right now on screen of that. And then moving on now to George Costanza. That red jacket is another example of an iconic outfit for him. He's constantly wearing that. He's constantly wearing plaid as well. And in this episode here, season 3, episode 12, the red dot, he's actually got the same pant colors as the minifigure as well, but the jacket is a little more closed up, so it's hard to tell, but the shirt color seems very similar. Next up here, Elaine Benes. Couldn't find an episode. She wears a lot of the same sort of blazers and suits, but specifically with the pink shirt, I've seen it in a promotional picture here, which is where I think it's from, as well as it's very similar to her iconic dance without the pink shirt, so I think that that's a cool little reference if that is potentially maybe something. And then next up here we have Cosmo Kramer and his lobster shirt there, and that jacket of course is seen throughout so much of the entire show, but specifically one of the most important moments when he's wearing that shirt, I would say, is from season 5, episode 21, The Hamptons. And then next up here we have Newman, who I sifted through every single one of his episodes to see which was the first time that they actually make reference to him being a postal worker. It was actually season 5, episode 7, The Non-Fat Yogurt. And it took so long to find, skimming through, and you can see one of his colleagues has the jacket, so it's the first time that he's referenced as a postal worker, which is of course what he's wearing here. Now moving on into the references that actually appear in the apartment, we have here Uncle Leo! And he's actually in a little portrait, and this is from season 2, episode 2. The Pony Remark was his first appearance. Next up here we have Giddy Up, and that is Kramer's famous catchphrase, of course, and the first time, according to my research, the first time was from season 2, episode 10, the baby shower, when he first says that, and he says it, of course, throughout the entirety of the series. And then we have Prognosis Negative, which was a movie that was in universe in the Seinfeld world that they created, and that was referenced in season 3, episode 4, The Dog. The fish that Elaine is actually holding is in a plastic bag, and that is from season 3, episode 6, The Parking Garage. The pretzel that Kramer has in his hand is a reference to season 3, episode 11, The Alternate Side, where he says his famous catchphrase of "These pretzels are making me thirsty," of course. And then we've got Vandelay Industries, and that was from season 3, episode 17, The Boyfriend. And of course it even goes into detail on the computer screen here. I guess George mocked up a website. It says that his products are latex goods, which is just, oh my goodness, can't believe they referenced that. Of course they had to, though. They had to. Next up we have Kramer's portrait here from season 3, episode 20, The Letter. And we have the Commando 8 AC unit, which is from season 5, episode 3, The Glasses. And then we have the coffee table book, which is from season 5, episode 22, The Opposite. We have the Fusilli Jerry from season 6, episode 21, The Fusilli Jerry. And then we have Schmoopy from season 7, episode 6, The Soup Nazi. And then we have the bread and the fishing pole from season 7, episode 11, The Rye. We have a pop can, which I personally think is a fun reference because you can see Newman holding it in another picture from season 7, episode 20, The Bottle Deposit. Then we have the teapot, which this one is a little out there, I will say. It's the one that I'm like, maybe this is a thing, but I searched up teapot, and this is what came up with Seinfeld. It was actually from season 8, episode 3, the Bizarro Jerry, where Kramer goes to work and he actually makes breakfast in the morning. So I think that it's a reference to that potentially, but of course, there's a certain number of pieces that you can recolor in each set, so I guess they already hit the max and new prints and stuff like that, so it would raise the cost if they had to recolor the teapot. So might not be that. Let me know if you can come up with something else. And then we have here George's iconic picture here from season 8, episode 5, the package. And then we have yada yada yada, which is actually 3 different stickers on the fridge, of course, from season 8, episode 19, the yada yada. And then here we have a muffin on the counter, and I think that this is meant to be a reference to season 8, episode 21, the Muffin Tops. And then we've also got here the Festivus pole, of course, and this is from season 9, episode 10, the Strike. And then here we've got a lot of other references to the show. It's not necessarily pinpointing to a specific episode because they appear a lot. First up here we have a little picture on the fridge of Larry David, the co-creator of the show, of course, Seinfeld, and he, of course, is the star of Curb Your Enthusiasm. And then we've also got a reference here to Monk's Cafe, which is, of course, the cafe that they're constantly eating in, which if there was to be a second set like they did with Friends here, it would have to be that. They'd have to make some sort of set of that. It would be a little big. I don't know if they would do that, but that's definitely the next location if they were to do something. There's also a sticker in the set meant to represent a poster that actually hangs in Jerry's apartment from the show, and that is actually this Porsche, and it says on the poster itself in the show, 356 West Coast Holiday 15. I'm not a car person. I have no idea anything about cars, but you know who is? Jerry Seinfeld, and Jerry, of course, loves cars, Porsches specifically, and of course he even has the show Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. And another car reference, which is just a sticker that he actually has in the show, is just this red sticker, which is on the fridge. And then next up here, another reference to a poster in his actual apartment is this baseball poster, which they've Lego-ized here. And of course, going back to the fridge now, there's a couple of other things. We have the Superman sticker, of course, because Jerry loves Superman, and that's a constant theme throughout the entire show. And then you've also got the Skip Barber Racing School magnet or whatever that's on the fridge. And then very lastly here, I do have to mention that there's actually some oven mitts that are hanging on the side of the fridge that constantly change throughout the entire show, which I literally never noticed until looking at the sticker sheet for this set. But anyways, everyone, what do you think of this list? Let me know. Did I miss anything? What's your favorite reference? What would you like to see have been referenced in this? I think that they did such an amazing job, especially in one set, comparing that to the Friends one, which is crazy. But anyways, be sure to subscribe, turn on that bell notification so you don't miss out on the review that's going to be coming out very soon. I got the date wrong for that, so stick around for that. As well as if you are a fan of Friends, you could check out that reference and Easter egg breakdown video here linked at the end. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I hope you all have a great day. I will see you all in the next one.